Good morning, children. So, today we are going to start with the next chapter, which is a chapter based on physics as measurement and motion. Okay. Now, what's measurement? It is comparing an unknown quantity with a known quantity, right? We'll be studying about this. You can see different methods of measurement is shown over here. We'll be studying about all this. Okay. Now first, before we continue with the chapter, let's check on the objectives that we are going to do. So in this chapter, we'll be studying about history of transport, measurement of length, need for using standard units, how to measure accurate length, measuring of length of a curved line, and then we go to motion. We study about the different types of motion and how the different types of motions are interconnected, okay, in the form of multiple motion. So we begin with the history of transport, where it dates back to around 3500 BC, when the wheel was invented first in Iraq. Okay, and the first wheel was made up of wood. So then later, after this invention, then after a long time, around 17th to 18th century, there were different modes of transportation that were invented, okay, with the invention of the wheel. And these were the bicycles, trains, and all the different transportation modes that you see now. And later now, recently in 1906, we also had the combustion engine, the steam engine that came into being. Okay, so the invention of the wheel was a very big landmark, you can say, in the history of transport. So now we begin with the measurement of length, how length was measured in the earlier days. Okay, there were different methods by which length was measured. One is cubit. Cubit is the length between the tip of the middle finger and the elbow of an outstretched arm. So this was used as a method of measurement. Okay, then was hand span, where the tip of the thumb and the tip of the little finger was considered to be another measurement. Then it was arm span, where the length between the two outstretched arms was taken. Foot span, where the length between the tip of the big toe and the heel was taken. And pace or stride, where the length covered in a single step while walking was used to measure. But all these methods that were used, it used to vary from person to person, because these are all body structures, okay, as you see. Now when the body structure of every individual is not the same. If the height of the person is short, then this all these different you can say methods of measuring the length will be short. Okay, so that way it varied from person to person. Okay, so seeing the difference in measurement, okay, between different people, there was a need for having standard units. Okay. Now what are units? Units are fixed quantities that is used for measurement. As we said in the beginning, that measurement is comparing an unknown quantity from a known quantity. This known quantity that is there is a unit. Okay, and based on this known quantity, we measure the unknown quantity. Why we need the standard unit is to make our judgment more reliable and accurate. Okay, whatever we are measuring should be reliable. Another reason is for preparing a proper dealing, that is, measurement should be same for everybody, as we discussed just now. There should also be uniformity in measurement, and for the sake of this uniformity, we need different set of units for measurement, and these units were termed as the standard units. So here there is an activity which will help you to understand why we need to have standard units. So there are 5 things to be measured: a table, any small table in your house, or your room, window, cupboard, and switchboard. Okay, so first you will be measuring it, but you're not measuring it with a tape or anything. You're going to use the traditional methods, cubit, hand span, and all those methods, any one of those. Okay, so first you measure it with those methods, and by the same method let any member of your family measure it. Okay, and then try to see whether the measurement is same or not. Okay, whether the number of cubits or the number of handspan is same or not. Okay, just check the difference. Now here there is a question. Let's think now. Why can a pace or a footstep not be used as a standard unit of length? After the activity, you'll be able to answer this question. And another one is, why can't we use an elastic tape to measure distances? Okay, even if we are using a tape, a measuring tape, so why can't it be an elastic one? Okay, to think over these two questions. Okay, children.